back inside the AT&T Center with WNBA President Laurel Richie. And Laurel, you're halfway through your first season. You visited all 12 markets. What's been your biggest surprise so far?
You know, the greatest thing has been getting to know the fans. The fans of the WNBA, and you can hear them now, but they are so supportive and passionate and knowledgeable about our league that's been really wonderful.
And it's certainly been a summer of women's sports fans to love, from the World Cup to the 15th anniversary of the WNBA. How do you think this summer will help change the landscape for women's sports?
You know, I think the thing that changes the landscape the most is when people can actually see the female athletes playing at the top of their game. And so between soccer and our All-Star game, you know, I feel like we really are going to look back and say in two different sports we saw women at the top of their game competing at a level that for some is we know it, but for some it's a surprise. So I think it's going to be well remembered as the summer of 2011.
Well, Laurel, congratulations on a great All-Star celebration weekend. Dave and Carolyn, back to you.
Got a great crowd here watching this game as San Antonio hosts the All-Star game for the first time. And Liz Cambage, one of 4 rookies in the All-Star game. It's her first miss at the foul line. 12 points for the 19-year-old, certainly taking it all in.
Having a great time. She's even cutting up after she misses a free throw.
Her and Angel McCoughtry were doing a dance-off during the Laurel Richie interview. Angel claiming victory as Pondexter floats one up there and won't go. As the first half comes to an end, West leading by 1. Swin Cash with 14, Cambage 13. Diana Taurasi has 11. Essence Carson leading the way for the East, playing in her first All-Star game. She has 11 points. Tina Charles and Kathy Pondexter with 9 apiece. And let's send it out to Heather Cox, standing by with Liz Cambage.
And Dave, you talked about some of the young players. Liz, certainly one of them in her first All-Star game. What would you say your impression's been of this first half so far?
Fun. It's just been fun, you know, getting out there and playing. I think after this we'll come back a bit serious, you know, because West Side we want to win, but, you know, just having some fun, yeah.
Not just fun, but you're also scoring a ton of points. How have you been able to have so much success over the best players in the league?
Well, our team's kind of a bit of like just Team USA, so you just let them shoot a bit, get the rebound, put it back.
All right, we're going to keep you in, then we're going to bring Becky in so she can get a standing ovation. Then we're going to bring in Danielle in a couple minutes. Got a good crowd here, Dan.
They got Angel? Oh, Lord. Don't talk to them.
Oh, we
don't
do.
Talk to them.
We do.
No, she said we have a big sign up in here right now.
Welcome back to the 2011 WNBA All-Star Game presented by Adidas. An exciting first half with the West on top by 1. We also got to talk to soon-to-be Hall of Famer and ABC Good Morning America host Robin Roberts, along with Tina Thompson, Cynthia Cooper. We'll have other guests here in the second half. Meanwhile, as we look at our Pennzoil Ultra Performance, Carolyn, there's only been one 2-time winner, actually a 3-time winner of the MVP award. That's Lisa Leslie. Swin Cash trying to win it for the second straight year. She was great in that first half with 14 points.
The All-Star game is all about fun, but for Swin Cash, I believe she's getting down to business. She's already put up 14 points and had 7 rebounds. She's making her presence felt, but she's not by herself. Tamika Catching, the best player that has never won MVP, has 7 points on the game. Also, stiff competition. For entertainment value, though, it's been the rookie, Elizabeth Cambage, 6'8", great target. For the West, she has 13 points. Don't forget about Diana Taurasi. She is the peak performer reigning for the WNBA because she can score, and definitely from the three-point line. But the highlight for me in the first half came from Angel McCoughtry. How about this? The pass to herself off the backboard and then the put in. She liked it. I liked it too. Angel McCoughtry, that was nice.
Our Pennzoil game track, Cash the leading scorer with 14 points. The West dominating the paint. East winning the battle on the perimeter. And much more balanced scoring for the East. Essence Carson leading that squad with 11. 9 for Charles, 9 for Pondexter. Cambage with 13. Taurasi 11 for the West.
Dave, I believe it's going to be hard for anybody in the East to vie for that MVP because of the balanced scoring and the balanced shot attempts. When you look at the West, there's 12 shot attempts by Swing Cash. Next to her is Dinah Taurasi. Nobody else has more than 4 shot attempts.
And usually you see a lot of balance in these games. The All-Star game record for points is 22, and that was set by Cash when she won the MVP award in 2009.
She's understanding, too. You can pick up some extra points with offensive boards. She has 3 of those. Those putbacks count.
Cash having a terrific season for Seattle. She is 10th in the league in scoring at 16 points per game. We have some different starters here in the second half. Epiphany Prince for the Chicago Sky taking the first shot. Prince with 3 first-half points. Here's Maya Moore. Did not score in that first half in 10 minutes of action. Adams misfiring on the 3.
Carson's having a great year for New York. I think playing for Coach John Wisnett has really helped her game. It's more her style. She can create offense off her defense, up-tempo.
Carson was really a reserve the last couple of years. Only played about 10 minutes a game last year, and this year averaging a career high in points, even though she is split time as a reserve and as a starter. 4 starts on the year.
Well, her minutes are up. She started coming along last season, especially late in the season, but this year, moving into that starting role, she doesn't play like a reserve. She plays like she definitely belongs in that starting lineup. Very assertive on the offensive end.
We talked about at the top of the telecast, Carolyn, you got 6 players from Connecticut. You got a good turnout from Rutgers as well, with not just Carson and the aforementioned Epiphany Prince, but Kathy Pondexter is in her 6th year out of Rutgers.
Well, Essence Carson was busting in on the Connecticut photo of the Connecticut players. Then they came to realize it was great representation from the Big East. So they were happy about that.
And there were some battles between Connecticut and Rutgers. Connecticut and Kathy Pondexter.
Absolutely. And the Rutgers players were first to give a shout out to Coach C. Vivian Stringer.
Here's Brunson, who got the start today. Her first All-Star start in her second All-Star game, replacing the injured Candace Parker.
Fun to see Rebecca Brunson playing healthy. She's struggled throughout her career, whether it be sore knees or shin splints, and this season to be healthy. And the way she goes and rebounds the basketball is exciting to watch.
Leads the league in that category. Another former Big East star. She played at Georgetown. Maya Moore, another miss from the field. Still no points, and she's 0 for 5. Courtney Vandersloot, who played at Gonzaga. Not a lot of people thought she could play major college basketball, much less in the WNBA, but spent a lot of time with John Stockton, the former Zag, and he really helped her game.
Spent a lot of time on the phone with him. She said she'd call him, but she said, you know, that's a busy man. John Stockton, every time she called him, he had a lot going on, but he has given her a lot of great tips that have helped her game.
Led Gonzaga to the Final 8 this past year. Kelly Gray's the coach there. A terrific college basketball coach.
You talked about the old and the new, and last week did a game of Seattle against Chicago and talked to Courtney Vandersloot about how much she has learned from watching Sue Bird play the game and how she's tried to emulate some of the things that Bird does at that point guard position to become a better point guard.
Now you see Bird with the pull-up, and Vandersloot very good at that as well, directing traffic, knowing when to pull up, either shoot it at the foul line or make that pass.
One of the things she has noticed from Sue Bird, though, is how vocal Sue is as a point guard, and Vandersloot's got to get more comfortable with that. Being a rookie, that's tough, but through experience, and she's got Pokey Chapman as her head coach at Chicago, who is a great point guard, to let her learn through experience because she's learning on the job for the Chicago Sky. You watch these 2 point guards. First, it's the rookie, Courtney Vandersloot, catch and shoot. That's what she's got to get more comfortable doing for the Sky. And, hey, Sue Bird, she's not shy. Playing for the Seattle Storm, a 7-time All-Star. When the opportunity presents itself to score, that's what she's going to do.
Maya Moore with her first basket, first points of the game. Crystal Langhorne off target. And here's Brunson.
post players are trying to make some highlights, I believe. That's about the second or third time I've seen a post go coast to coast drilling the basketball. Give it up, big girls.
And Brunson fouled by Carson. Cam Beige, you saw there on the bench, for 13 points in that first half. Got to the foul line, 7 of 8.
She's competing with Swing Cash for some MVP consideration with 13 points in that first half.
Was that a surprise watching her in the first half in terms of being able to compete with all these great stars?
Not for me. She's 6'8". She's got great hands, very agile for a player her size.
Adams doesn't get the bounce, and the clear by Langhorne. Cam Beige was the second pick behind Maya Moore in the draft this past spring. Prince, one of the great scorers in the world, 7th in the WNBA, and was a terrific player in high school and at Rutgers as well. Good luck to Moore for her second straight hoop. Carson on the drive. Seems like the intensity levels picked up a little bit here in the second half, where at the beginning of the game, the pace was much slower.
First half was for show. I think the second half is for dough. These teams, both teams, want to win. And there's bragging rights, the East versus West. They'll talk about it till this time before the next All Star game.
Sylvia Fowles, who's been quiet today with the bucket. A lot of people think she's the front runner for the MVP award, leading the league in scoring, 3rd in rebounds, and number 1 in blocks.
She's had a monster year, and being reunited with Coachy Chapman, who coached her at LSU, she said that one of the things that she likes about the system now is that the ball is supposed to come inside to the post player, and that's her.
Now Fowles, a great athlete. She dunked in the All-Star game back in 09. Fowles scores again. She's got a wrap on her left wrist.
I wouldn't mind seeing her dunk today. That'd be fun.
They got a clear path for her, though. That might happen in the fourth quarter. Too early right now.
They don't have to clear for Sylvia Fowles. I believe she can jump up in the crowd.
Here's Prince with another perimeter jumper.
Welcome to the Hamptons.